The Ascension of Enoch. In the 365th year of his life, during a solemn day of the first month, Enoch sat alone in his dwelling, his heart heavy with contemplation. Unlike other men of his time who busied themselves with earthly pursuits, Enoch had always felt a deeper calling, a divine purpose that set him apart from his contemporaries. He was the seventh from Adam, a man who walked with God in an age when humanity had begun to stray from their Creator's path. As evening approached, darkness crept into his chamber. But this wasn't the familiar darkness of nightfall. A supernatural presence filled the room, bringing with it a light that seemed to emanate from another realm entirely. Before him appeared two beings of incomparable majesty, their faces radiating like the sun, their eyes burning like flames. Their garments resembled magnificent feathers, and their arms gleamed like golden wings as they stood beside his bed. Enoch, they called, their voices resonating with authority that transcended earthly power. Fear not, for the eternal God has sent us to you. Today, you shall ascend with us to the heavens. The weight of their words fell upon him like thunder, yet there was no fear in his heart, only a profound sense of awe and anticipation. These weren't mere messengers, they were watchers, celestial beings tasked with observing humanity. Their presence signified something momentous, something that would forever change the course of human understanding of the divine. Rising from his bed, Enoch felt an otherworldly strength flow through his body. The messengers touched his shoulders, and suddenly, the physical constraints of earth began to fade away. His spirit, still conscious and alert, began to ascend through layers of reality he never knew existed. Below him, the world he had known for 3 centuries grew smaller, while above, the mysteries of the celestial realm beckoned. As they rose higher, Enoch witnessed the first heaven unfold before his eyes, a vast expanse of ethereal beauty that defied earthly description. Here, he saw the governing powers of the astronomical phenomena, the storehouses of the clouds, the chambers of the stars, and the divisions of the elements. Each sight filled him with greater wonder. Each revelation expanded his understanding of the Creator's magnificent design. But this was merely the beginning. The angels spoke again, their voices now carrying an urgent tone. Watch carefully, faithful one, for what you are about to witness has been hidden from the eyes of mortals since the foundation of the world. You have been chosen to bear witness to divine mysteries, to understand the workings of both heaven and earth, and to warn humanity of what is to come. In that moment, Enoch understood that his ascension wasn't merely a privilege, it was a divine commission. He was to become a bridge between heaven and earth, entrusted with knowledge that would span generations and echo through the ages. His heart, already attuned to divine purposes, filled with a solemn responsibility that would define not only his destiny, but the spiritual heritage of humanity. The angels continued their celestial journey with Enoch, moving towards even greater mysteries. But already, in these first moments of his ascension, the fundamental nature of his mission was clear. He would witness the truth about the rebellion in heaven, understand the consequences of celestial and human choices, and carry messages of both warning and hope to a world teetering on the brink of divine judgment. This was the beginning of Enoch's transformation from a righteous man who walked with God to a divine messenger who would bridge the gap between heaven and earth, between the temporal and the eternal, between human understanding and divine wisdom. His journey would reveal truths that would challenge, inspire, and guide humanity for generations to come. The fall of the Watchers. In the celestial realms, Enoch witnessed a truth that would shake the foundations of human understanding. Through divine revelation, he saw how the harmony of heaven had been disrupted by an unprecedented rebellion. The Watchers, celestial beings created to observe and guard, had become entranced by their own desires. Semjaza, their leader, stood before 200 of his brethren on Mount Hermon, his countenance reflecting both determination and doubt. "Behold our dilemma," he declared, his voice carrying across the assembly. "We have observed the daughters of men, and their beauty has awakened desires within us. Shall we continue in our appointed duties, or shall we take them as wives?" The assembly stirred with conflicting emotions. Some watchers remained silent, wrestling with their conscience, while others voiced immediate support for this daring proposition. Azazel, one of the most influential among them, stepped forward. "Why should we deny ourselves? Are we not mighty beings? Who shall judge us for choosing our own path?" But Semjaza, despite his own inclinations, felt the weight of responsibility. "Consider well what you propose," he warned. "This oath will bind us to an irrevocable course. Should we proceed, I alone may bear the burden of this great sin." His words carried both caution and temptation, revealing the complex nature of their impending fall. The tension reached its peak as the Watchers made their fateful decision. 200 of them stepped forward, swearing a mutual oath that would forever alter the course of both heaven and earth. They bound themselves by mutual imprecations, sealing their fate with a covenant of rebellion. The descent of the Watchers brought more than physical union with mortal women. It introduced forbidden knowledge to humanity. Azazel taught men the art of weaponry, revealing the secrets of metalwork and the forging of swords. Semjaza shared the mysteries of enchantment, while Barakijal unveiled the study of astrology. Other fallen Watchers each contributed their own corrupting knowledge. Kokabel taught the constellations, Ezekiel the knowledge of clouds, Arakiel the signs of earth, Shamziel the signs of the sun, and Seriel the course of the moon. This transfer of celestial knowledge, not meant for human understanding, began to transform human society in ways that would prove catastrophic. The union between Watchers and humans produced offspring that would become legendary, the Nephilim, giants whose very existence violated the natural order. Taser beings, possessed of supernatural strength and hungry appetites, began to devour the fruits of human labor. When the resources grew scarce, they turned against humanity itself, bringing unprecedented violence and corruption to the earth. The cries of suffering humanity reached the highest heavens. The righteous angels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, looked down upon the earth with growing concern. They witnessed how the blood of innocent men cried out from the ground, how the teachings of the fallen Watchers had corrupted God's creation, and how the Nephilim terrorized the world. In the celestial court, the archangels approached the throne of the Most High, Lord of Lords, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages. Behold, how Azazel has taught all unrighteousness on earth and revealed the eternal secrets that were preserved in heaven. Semjaza, to whom you gave authority to govern his associates, has corrupted your creation. The divine response would mark the beginning of judgment, a judgment that would cleanse the earth through water and bind the fallen Watchers in chains of darkness until the final day of reckoning. This great rebellion would serve as an eternal warning about the consequences of defying divine order and the corruption that follows when celestial beings overstep their boundaries. Visions of the celestial realms, guided by his celestial companions, Enoch ascended through the layers of heaven, each realm revealing new wonders that transcended human comprehension. In the first heaven, he witnessed vast storehouses of snow and ice, chambers of dew and clouds, and the mysterious workings of atmospheric phenomena that governed Earth's weather. The second heaven opened before him like a vast expanse of darkness, where he encountered imprisoned angels awaiting judgment. Their faces bore the weight of their transgressions, and their laments echoed through the ethereal void. These, his guide explained, are those who turned from their appointed duties, neither fully rebellious like the Watchers, nor faithful to their divine calling. In the third heaven, Enoch beheld the paradise of the righteous. Here stood the tree of life, its branches extending beyond sight, its leaves singing with divine melody. Rivers of milk and honey flowed through gardens of indescribable beauty, where the faithful awaited their final reward. Yet within this same heaven, he also witnessed the place of torment prepared for the wicked, a stark contrast that spoke of divine justice. The fourth heaven revealed the movements of the sun and moon, their paths governed by magnificent angels. Enoch watched in awe as the great luminaries followed their appointed courses, accompanied by thousands of stars that moved in perfect harmony. Here he learned the mysteries of celestial times and seasons, the sacred calendar that marked divine appointments. As Enoch reached the seventh heaven, he encountered glory that defied description. Before him stood the divine throne, its appearance like crystal mixed with fire. Around it, the seraphim sang without ceasing, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts." Their voices created harmonies that shook the very foundations of heaven. The Most High sat upon the throne, his appearance too glorious for mortal eyes to comprehend. Streams of fire flowed from beneath the throne, and countless angels stood in attendance, their faces covered in reverence. Michael, the greatest of the archangels, approached with Enoch, presenting him before the divine presence. Here, Enoch received understanding of the deepest mysteries, the nature of creation, the purpose of humanity, and the ultimate destiny of all things. He learned of the divine name written in celestial fire, and of secrets that even angels longed to understand. Beyond the throne room, Enoch was shown the fundamental structures of creation. He witnessed the storehouses of the winds, where spiritual forces awaited their commission to influence earthly events. He saw the foundations of the earth and the cornerstones of creation, understanding how the visible world was sustained by invisible power. The mysteries of time were unveiled before him, past, present, and future existing simultaneously. In the divine perspective, he saw how human choices created ripples through time, yet how divine sovereignty maintained perfect control over all outcomes. Most profound were the revelations about the nature of good and evil. Enoch understood how moral choices affected not just the individual, but the entire fabric of creation. He saw how human prayers rose like incense before the divine throne, and how angels were dispatched in response to intercede in earthly affairs. The vision concluded with a revelation of the ultimate purpose, the divine plan to unite heaven and earth, to restore what was lost through rebellion, and to establish eternal harmony between the Creator and creation. This knowledge filled Enoch with both tremendous hope and solemn responsibility, for he understood that these mysteries were entrusted to him not just for personal enlightenment, but for the instruction of generations to come, prophecies of destiny before Enoch's eyes. The tapestry of human history unfolded in 7 distinct epochs. Each period revealed humanity's relationship with the divine. marking crucial turning points in the cosmic narrative. "Behold the first age," the angel declared, "when righteousness reigned and humans walked in harmony with their Creator." Images of Eden's glory flashed before Enoch's eyes, followed by the tragic moment of the first rebellion. Yet even in this fall, he saw the seeds of redemption planted. The second age revealed the current corruption spreading across the earth, as the Watcher's influence poisoned human society. But beyond this darkness, Enoch witnessed future ages, times of revelation and law, periods of divine intervention, seasons of testing, and ultimately, an age of restoration. Most striking was the vision of a coming chosen one, whose appearance would mark the turning point of all history. "He will be called the Son of Man," the angel explained, "and in him, heaven and earth will find their meeting point. The righteous will rejoice in his days, while the wicked will flee from his presence." The immediate future unveiled itself with terrifying clarity. Enoch saw dark clouds gathering over the earth, not just physical storms, but the accumulation of human wickedness reaching its breaking point. The divine court had reached its verdict. The earth would be cleansed by water. But amidst this judgment, hope emerged in the form of his great-grandson, Noah. Enoch witnessed the detailed instructions that would be given for the ark's construction, understanding how this vessel would preserve not just life, but the promise of a new beginning. "The waters will rise above the highest mountains," the angel foretold. "Yet from this purging will come a renewed earth. Your descendant Noah will carry forward the line of righteousness, preserving the knowledge of the Most High for future generations." Beyond the flood, Enoch's visions extended to the ultimate destiny of creation. He saw a time when the boundaries between heaven and earth would grow thin, when divine reality would break into human experience with unprecedented clarity. The final judgment appeared before him, not a flood of water, but a purifying fire that would test every soul. The righteous would shine like stars, their faithful lives vindicated before all creation. The unrighteous would face the consequences of their choices, their darkness exposed by divine light. Most profound was the vision of creation's renewal. "The earth will be transformed," the angel declared, "and those who have loved righteousness will inherit a realm where death holds no power. The divide between heaven and earth will be healed, and the faithful will walk in direct communion with their Creator." This ultimate destiny filled Enoch with both solemn responsibility and profound hope. He understood that these prophecies weren't just predictions, but invitations, calling humanity to align themselves with divine purpose before the final consummation of all things. Wisdom for the righteous. Returning from his celestial journey, Enoch gathered his children, his voice carrying the weight of divine authority. "Listen carefully, my beloved ones," he began, "for what I share comes not from human wisdom, but from the courts of heaven itself." His eyes, still reflecting the glory he had witnessed, swept across their faces as he delivered the first principle: "Walk in righteousness all your days," not with divided hearts, following both light and darkness, but with wholehearted devotion to truth. "For I have seen how every deed, whether done in secret or open, is recorded in the heavenly books." He taught them about the nature of true worship, explaining how it transcended mere ritual. "The Most High desires not just your offerings, but your hearts. When you pray, heaven listens. When you show mercy, angels record it. When you protect the vulnerable, you mirror divine justice with particular urgency." He warned them about the subtle nature of corruption. "Beware the gradual descent into darkness. Sin rarely announces itself with trumpets. It creeps in through small compromises, through seemingly innocent choices that lead far from the path of light, beyond his immediate family. Enoch's teachings extended to all who would listen. He spoke of practical wisdom that reflected celestial truth. Treat every encounter with another soul as a sacred moment, for you cannot love the Creator while despising what He has created. He addressed the use of wealth and power. Having seen their ultimate significance from heaven's perspective, your possessions are not truly yours, but a trust given by the Most High. Use them to create justice, to protect the vulnerable, to build what heaven would recognize as beautiful. The relationship between knowledge and wisdom became a crucial theme. Knowledge without righteousness becomes a weapon of darkness. I have seen how the Watcher's teaching, though true, brought devastation because it lacked divine wisdom. Seek not just to know, but to know rightly, most powerfully. He spoke of the eternal significance of daily choices. Every moment carries the weight of eternity. When you choose mercy over vengeance, truth over convenience, sacrifice over self-interest, heaven takes notice. These choices shape not just your destiny, but the very fabric of creation. These teachings, delivered with both authority and compassion, offered a practical framework for living in light of celestial reality. They transformed abstract truths into concrete guidance, helping humanity navigate between temporal pressures and eternal principles. The final testament. As Enoch's earthly journey drew to its close, he gathered his family one final time. The weight of divine revelation and human responsibility merged in his final address, his words carrying both the authority of heaven and the tenderness of a father's heart. "Remember all that you have heard," he began, his voice steady with supernatural confidence. "The mysteries of heaven have been revealed not for mere knowledge, but for transformation. Every vision, every prophecy, every instruction points to one eternal truth: the Creator's unwavering purpose to restore harmony between heaven and earth." He summarized the key revelations systematically: the reality of divine justice and its perfect timing, the consequences of both faithful obedience and rebellion, the ultimate destiny awaiting both righteous and unrighteous, the crucial role of human choice in the cosmic narrative. With particular emphasis, he spoke of the coming judgment. "What I have seen must serve as both warning and hope, warning to those who would choose darkness, hope for those who would embrace light. The time of testing approaches swiftly, but so does the time of vindication." As divine light began to envelop him, Enoch delivered his final blessing. His countenance shone with celestial radiance, his words carrying the weight of prophetic authority and paternal love. "Blessed are those who walk in righteousness, for they shall find what their hearts truly seek. Blessed are those who choose truth over comfort, for they shall know ultimate comfort in truth. Blessed are those who remember these words in the dark times ahead, for they shall see the dawn of divine purpose." With these words, Enoch's physical presence began to fade, transforming into pure light. Unlike all who had gone before him, it did not taste death, but was taken directly into the celestial realms he had witnessed. His departure served as both ending and beginning, the end of his earthly ministry, but the beginning of his testimony's influence through the ages. The legacy he left behind would serve as a beacon through generations, a testament to the reality of divine purpose and the eternal significance of human choice. His journey from earthly observer to celestial witness would inspire countless souls to look beyond the visible and live in light of eternal truth. In an age where uncertainty and moral ambiguity often cloud our path, the story of Enoch offers profound wisdom that resonates deeply with our modern journey. Like us, Enoch lived in a time of tremendous change and spiritual confusion, yet his experience teaches us that divine guidance remains available to those who seek it with sincere hearts. For those who have weathered life's storms and witnessed both triumph and tragedy, Enoch's journey speaks to the eternal questions that arise in our mature years. What legacy will we leave? How can we guide the next generation through increasingly complex moral challenges? His testimony reminds us that age brings not just responsibility, but opportunity, the chance to serve as bridges between divine wisdom and human need. The celestial visions he witnessed parallel our own moments of clarity, those precious insights when we glimpse something greater than our daily concerns, whether in moments of quiet reflection, in the face of life-changing decisions, or during times of profound loss. We too can access divine wisdom that transcends human understanding. Most powerfully, Enoch's story teaches us that it's never too late to deepen our spiritual journey. At 365 years, he was taken into divine presence, a metaphor perhaps for how life's latter chapters can bring our greatest spiritual awakening. For those who have accumulated decades of experience, this message brings particular hope. Our wisdom, tempered by time and testing, can become a light for others. In a world that often dismisses elderly wisdom, Enoch's legacy affirms the vital role of mature spiritual insight. His journey invites us to embrace our role as keepers and transmitters of eternal truth, transforming our life experience into guidance for future generations.